right, we're starting this podcast out. Welcome back to the Cat Cast. And this is your host, Cat Kennison. Happy to be back with you today. Missed a day yesterday, and I do not feel good about it. I have to be casting every day. There's something about the cast, and feel bad I didn't do it yesterday, but we're back in it today, back in the saddle, ready to rock and roll. Episode 6 right here. I've been getting some great feedback from people, friends of mine, and most people are enjoying the show, and I'm glad to hear it. It makes me feel good. Anytime you got comments or constructive stuff you want to send my way, please do so. We're here at the Cat Cast, want to make it as entertaining and fun as possible, and we're working on it. It's a work in progress, but we definitely think the video was a success. I'm hearing that people like seeing my facial expressions, my hand gestations, and just my overall, you get more of a, experience. But you can still listen to me. I'm still going to be putting it up on Podbeam as well, with the music. But the video part, we're not going to do any music because they're always real picky about music. Even though I own my music, I created my music, apparently if they don't know, like I haven't got their permission, then they don't want to run it. Which is weird to me, because as a photographer, my images are not protected like they protect music. They protect music like crazy, and my images should still be protected the same way, but for some reason, I guess there's not money in the images, so they don't care as much about protecting my media as they do music media, which to me is very unfair. Because like I said, how about my pictures get copyrighted and anybody tries to post one of my pictures, it gets taken down or something. That doesn't happen though. But they could do the same thing. If I uploaded my pictures and said they're copyrighted and somebody else posted them, they could force them to be taken down. But they don't. But with music, it's like even if they don't know about the music, they're going to take it down. It's like I don't even know how to get permission to use my music. That's the real thing. Hope this camera's good. Just kind of judging it and guessing it. If it crops me, what does it matter? As long as you can see my eyes. That's the only part that really matters. Anyways, I enjoyed watching the video part. I think it adds something to the show, and the audio may not be as good as it is with my with podcast, because I haven't found a way yet to incorporate those together. When I try to take it off, it doesn't want to allow me into my software where I could actually edit and use the better sound that I'm doing through the soundboard. It doesn't want me to do that. So as of right now, they're two separate things. So if you want the better sound, you'll get it Podbeam if you want the music. But if you want the entertainment of the cat with how he does facial expressions, the fact he resets his glasses all the time because they slide down his nose, then you'll have to watch the video one for that. And so you get the best of either world or the best of both. You can just watch them both. I had somebody actually compare them, and they said that they liked the video one more. But if you're driving somewhere, you'll probably like the audio one more because you can't pay attention to the video. So we'll see what happens. Eventually, we may be able to incorporate the better sound into the video one. But as of now, haven't got that far along. But anyways, this is all just logistic stuff that's really not that interesting to you. And I just kind of thought I would throw it in there. But people are enjoying not having the PSAs, because apparently I was doing them wrong. You're supposed to actually get ones off the internet and not do them myself. And I was like, well, I guess I could have done that. But then I thought, are they copyright protected? He said, no, PSAs are not. PSAs are free. They're public service announcements. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, can we get some public service announcements with music in them? And then I could use those, right? If they're free. No, we can't put music in them now. That'd be too. We'd have to cut them. If there's any music at all, we cannot stand. You can't have any free music at all. Music free? No, you ever heard of such a thing? No. I tell you, I don't know. As a photographer, I'm like, why don't they protect my industry like they do the music industry? And this wasn't really a topic, but I talked about it with one of my friends, and I'm making great points. He said, but it's just the way it is. Just the way it is, because, it's just the way it is. Get the money somehow. That's the way it is. I hate hearing that's just the way it is. Well, that's the way it is now, but it needs to be changed. Because, like I said, what you're doing is just destroying music now. He said, Joe Rogan has no music on his show, and so, because you can't. So basically, it's getting to the point now, we're not going to hear music. Like, I don't go and listen to music right now because I'm into a lot of talk stuff. So there just is no music now. And it's going to destroy your industry, because I used to buy songs when I liked the song. And now they took away the right to even buy a song. You have to pay for, one of those streaming services. I don't want the streaming service. I just wanted to buy the one song. I used to buy 5-6 songs a month, and they would be in my music list, maybe 10 songs, who knows. But I just liked paying the $1.50 or whatever they cost, and I would just buy that song because I wanted that song. Now they don't offer that anymore. So they're destroying their industry, kind of like cable. Cable got so expensive that people stopped getting it because they're like, you get more and more money, but you don't get any more. It's the same crap, and it's not any better. And so people got rid of it. And I'm to the point now where I just make my own music with AI because I'm so disgusted that I never even own my music. Can't share it with anybody. I can't do anything with it. If I buy music, you can't do anything with it media-wise, because they're basically, once you buy it, they're like, well, you don't really own it. I'm like, well, I can't play it at all. No, not on the internet. I'm like, why? Other people do. So it didn't make sense. I've seen police, firefighters, the military, all these people would make videos with the music behind them. And it was not a big deal. On TikTok, it's not a big deal, apparently. Because TikTok, you get people singing all the time to music, It looks stupid as heck because you have a guy singing a girl's song or a girl singing a guy's song. Doesn't even look realistic, but you can do it. But apparently Facebook and YouTube and no other place can you do that. It's just some places you can do it, some places you can't. We're protecting these artists. Well, you're protecting them from people never hearing their music, never ever wanting to go to a concert, never being interested. You're not really protecting them. That would be like never saying Coca-Cola anymore. We can't say Coca-Cola, it's copyrighted. All right, so we'll never talk about that pop again, and they'll never get free plugs unless they pay for stuff themselves. I mean, come on. It's stupid. My opinion is stupid, and I don't like it. All right, I guess we should start talking about the actual topics I wrote down on here. I can really go off into tangents, man. All right, first of all, we're going to the VP pick of Kamala. She's wrote this book now, 107 Days, and all kinds of interesting stuff in this book. And I didn't think it was going to be a good book, but man, this book is off the hook. So, first thing we're talking about is why she wanted to go with Pete Buttigieg as her VP. And I'm like, ooh, Pete, he's from South Bend, and I'm close to South Bend, and I thought, that's an interesting pick. Why didn't you go with Pete? And she says, because he was gay. And I'm like, what? And she says, well, I don't think America is ready to vote for a black woman and who's married to a Jewish man with a gay VP. Why not? Why aren't we ready for it? We don't care what color you are, what gender you are, or who you're sexually attracted to. We just want the best person for the job. I don't care about any of those things that they care about. I would not have cared if she picked Pete Buttigieg. In fact, I think he would have been way better than Tim Walz. Tim Walz is not gay, but he walked around like he was gay. But he's not gay. But he looked gay. Pete Buttigieg looks very presidential. And, I mean, I guess he wasn't the best mayor around, but he wasn't the worst either, from what I know. And maybe he didn't do a great job with the Department of Transportation, but I think he was trying. And if anything, he looks presidential. He's got very good look going. And he also is really good at speaking. Like, really good. I mean, he speaks good. And I'm not saying that as a downer. I mean, he makes his points very legible. Waltz did not really do that. Waltz looked like a deer in headlights to me. No offense to Waltz, but he's very animated, and I don't know. He's a nice guy, but her whole reason for not going Pete Buttigieg, it's almost like they're the DEI hurt him. It's like, so you can only have a little DEI. You can't have too much DEI. I don't care about any of it. I just want the best person for the job. And it makes me sad that she thought that we wouldn't vote for her if she picked a gay guy because she's a black woman. It's very sad that she thinks that that's what we would, that's the reason we wouldn't vote for her. And I'm learning a lot about her. But she wouldn't tell you this stuff beforehand. And it would have been something that we could have discussed. But then not hearing it, not even saying, I'd want to pick this guy, but I'm worried that you guys wouldn't accept him. And maybe America would be like, we would accept him. But keeping it secret, and now bringing it out is weird, And it can't make Waltz feel good. I think about him and I'm like, whoa, I just got picked because I was straight? That's gotta hurt him. I mean, you just picked the person you think's gonna be good. I think one person she didn't pick because she thought he was gonna overshadow her or something, or be like, and I'm like, I mean, they said that all the time about Cheney and Bush, but that was all made up stuff, because Cheney was never like out there doing things like on camera where you could say he was doing something. That was all just made up. And so I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to hear her say that. And we're going to talk more about her book. There's other things that she's talked about, but how she said she didn't know that people wanted to know the differences between her and Biden. That's why they asked you what your differences were. And she says nothing comes to mind. And now she says it's because she wanted to be loyal. It's fine to be loyal, but when you're now at the head of the ticket and someone asks you what you're going to do differently, you can say, well, I would have done this. I supported what he did at the time, but now I would have done this. But because he was the boss, I stayed in line and did what he wanted. But now that I might be the commander-in-chief, I would have done this or this differently. That's not insulting, or it's not taking away your loyalty. And that's just my feeling. Kind of like what she has done now to Waltz. That is disloyal. I mean, if she did that stuff, she should have kept that stuff secret, because now it comes out and it's like a big blow to him, and probably a big blow to Buttigieg too, being like, you didn't pick me because I was gay. I mean, it needs to be who the best person is, and that's what I'm getting down to. Stop making it about an identity and make it about who the best person is for the job. And stop worrying about whether they're black, gay, or a woman. Stop it. If the person's good, then they're good, and they should get the job. This is why we're against DEI. Now it has backfired on Buttigieg. And it makes Waltz feel like crap. And Buttigieg, in my opinion. you know. All right, we're moving on to the next topic. 15 minutes in. Kimmel's response the other night was predictable, and I wouldn't say it was the worst response. He sounded emotional, which I'm not going to deny his emotion. It sounded very real. But then he said it wasn't a joke. He never meant to joke about it. But then he said something like Trump couldn't take the joke. And I'm like, well, is it a joke or isn't it a joke? You know, and I didn't even understand what's funny about it, you know, and the whole thing was about blaming MAGA for the guy, and it really didn't have anything to do with the joke or not a joke or freedom of speech. It was, you basically made it sound like it was MAGA when it wasn't, and everybody knew it wasn't. So it was misleading, is what it was. And he should have just apologized for saying I misled you, and the person was a crazy person. You can say they're not affiliated with anybody, that's fine. But originally you did affiliate him with a side, and that's what it was all about. And he never really answered to that, and that's kind of bothersome. And so Next Star and what's the other one? Viacom, I think. They're not picking him up back yet. He did get 7 million people to watch his show, but I think most of them wanted to see what he did response-wise. And I don't think they're going to stay. I think it's just for a little while. And we kind of just like him to start, maybe have some Republicans on once in a while, and don't treat them bad. Let them speak too. We're just kind of tired. I guess it's 99% liberal, and it is an airwave for the American people, and we know the world is 50-50, so we just don't feel like it's fair right now because we don't have any representation on ABC. Oh, my kitty's talking. Callie? Might get her up here for some video, who knows? There she is. Should I pick her up and show her to you? If I try to get her, she'll run away, so we'll just wait if she comes around. She's looking at me. What's up? You want to get up here? If I get her up here, I'll be able to show her to you. It's kind of up to her. Anyways, totally lost my train of thought with the kitty there. It's okay. It'll come back to me. My point is, we want some representation too on one of the networks. And even if they made it 60-40, 70-30, give us something more than 1%. 99% Democrat and 1% Republican just doesn't seem fair. Come on, everybody knows that. I'm being real here, not trying to attack. We need some representation too. Or just don't do it at all. Go like Johnny Carson, where he didn't do tough topics. I mean, personally, I wonder why Jimmie Kimmel had to talk about it at all. It's not a funny subject. It's not a political science show. You're not like on the CNN I'm just wondering why he even has to touch the subject of somebody being assassinated. And there's just nothing funny about it. And it almost feels like he's on a soapbox pushing his beliefs rather than just being a comedian who tries to make people laugh at night. And he definitely seems like he only ever represents one side. And that's what people didn't like about Stephen Colbert. I mean, he's got all these Democrats on, but he hasn't had any Republicans on. And I guess when Sly Stallone was on Jimmie Kimmel's show, he treated him real bad, and Stallone got up and walked out on him. So even if he does make it where he'll give people a chance, if he's just going to be mean and stuff, it's not going to work. I mean, he's just too far into his beliefs, and he's not open-minded enough. I mean, Bill Maher is the best. He's one of the most open-minded persons. But they can't even have him on regular TV anymore. He's on HBO now. But he actually is so open-minded, so willing to talk to you. And he's somebody that we need, Like, I could handle him on network TV. Okay, we're going to move on to our next topic, turning down the rhetoric. It's hard for me to say that it's on our side that we need to turn it down. Most of it is on the Democrats, because the rhetoric we're talking about is tyrant, Nazi, Hitler, Gestapo, all that kind of stuff is what we want people to stop saying. And we don't really do that on our side. We might say you're dumb or you're stupid, but that's like your policies. We're talking about the policies, your beliefs. We don't ever say that you're a tyrannical, king. I mean, they had the No Kings March, they're trying to say he's a king. And that's why we left Britain. But then up in Canada, they had the no tyrant because they have a king or something. It's stupid rhetoric. If you don't like something about Trump, make it about the policy, okay? So if you don't like the fact that he's getting the illegal immigrants out, just say that. We don't like you're getting out the illegal immigrants. We think that they can be here. If you don't like what he's doing with... it's hard for me to pick another thing because that's about the only thing I can think of that they're really mad about. I need Democrat here to tell me what else you're mad about, because really it seems like you just hate Trump no matter what he does. There are women right now taking Tylenol because Trump said don't take Tylenol when you're pregnant. These women are pregnant on TikTok. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is dumb. Back in 2017, Tylenol said, we don't recommend you take our pregnant when you're pregnant. We don't recommend you take our product when you're pregnant, unless prescribed by a doctor. Like if you got a fever, then they may want you to take the Tylenol because fever is going to be worse than taking Tylenol once or twice. They're just saying, try to avoid it. They're not saying never take it, but they're saying limit the use. And we definitely don't want girls taking it like candy for no reason because they're mad at Trump. That is just ridiculous. So something has to be done because that rhetoric is dangerous. Very dangerous now. So what's next? Trump comes out and says, don't drink your own urine, and they're going to start drinking their pee? Don't drink my own pee. I'm drinking it. Tell me what to do. I'll put it in a Gatorade bottle, and you'll think it's yellow lemonade. I'm drinking it. Yeah. I'm serious. It's crazy. I could see him doing it. Hell. I don't understand it half the time. So the rhetoric has to be turned down. People have to understand when we say something, it's just for, it's not because we're trying to hurt you. This is just like science. And it's not like 100% science, But it's probably a bad idea to do it. Just to do it, Like they got studies out in California. If you just take sweet and low, you will get cancer, you'll get this. But that's all they gave to the mice over and over and over for that to happen, And so you don't want to overtake anything. If you take 10 Tylenols, like right at once, you can die, and it can mess up your kidney really bad to the point where it won't work anymore. So you got to take this stuff serious, people. All right, we're going on to another segment. The first one's a 15-minuter. Oh, we had about 5 minutes of me bloviating about everything. And then we're going to 5-minute segments so I can get everything in. But that's basically it. Turn down the rhetoric, please. You got to tell people when they say something like that, it's just for your best interest. Don't be so crazy that you're like so obsessed that you hate this man so much that you're doing the opposite, okay? Because he's going to have to start telling people the opposite then, so they do the right thing. Doesn't make sense. All right, moving on. Violence is never acceptable means of persuasion. So all the people now that are trying to use violence, and I'm not just talking about shooting. Like there was a guy at a school yesterday had to be escorted out by the police because people are just shouting in his face with their camera phones and putting him down and doing all this. That is violent. Okay, there was like 30 people surrounding him and cops had to escort him out with all their yelling at him. And he wasn't doing anything but leaving at that point. He was leaving. He had a hat on that you could tell was he supported Trump, but all they did was hate on him. That's got to stop, people. You know, it's just ridiculous. You guys look crazy. The video makes you look crazy. And if you want to look crazy, I guess just keep doing this, but it makes you look crazy. The guy's like, can't believe it. You just, and the people all around him, I'm like, do they ever look at that video? Do they ever see how crazed they look? Their eyes, they are so obsessed with the fact that he likes the president and they hate the president. They are out of their minds. And it's so sad. I don't know what to do about it. It really is a cult. I mean, they're so obsessed. They are, I don't know how else to say it, like hypnotized into it. And it's scary. They won't ever listen to anything another person has to say, which makes me think they're like an alcoholic that hasn't accepted it. You know how an alcoholic, I can quit whenever I want. Well, then quit. I will tomorrow. I don't mean to make fun of alcoholics. I'm just saying that's what it's like. You can't even have an intervention with a person like this. They can't believe that what they believe is wrong because then they're a bad person. The people that were like destroying Charlie Kirk's memorial, sickening people. And I saw 3 boys come by and fix what the people had done before them. But it's not going to make people like your group more if you're the ones out there destroying a memorial for someone that died. And I'm not going to say what the group was, but I obviously could tell with the video what the group was. And then 3 boys come by and fix it up. Young teenagers, I don't know, 12-year-olds. They run little the scooters that aren't electric that you push with your foot, okay? And they put the signs back up and cleaned up what they could. And I thought, right on. At least they know what is right, Even if a couple of other people are very twisted, they're still good out there. The last thing we're going to do is people stop attacking ICE agents for doing their job. Stop yelling at them. They're just doing their jobs, okay? If you want to get mad at someone, get mad at the Democrats and the Republicans that aren't changing the laws that you're mad about. But I'll say mainly get mad at the Democrats because Republicans aren't going to do it. But you got to stop attacking the ICE agents. They're just paid to go get the people and take them and ship them out. They're not doing anything wrong. You got to stop calling them Gestapo. You got to stop saying they got to unmask. They got to mask because you guys are doxing them, because you guys are attacking them. The mask is not for anything but to protect them. And they're just doing their job. They're no different than you when a soldier comes back, you spitting on a soldier because you're upset with that soldier, what he did. He was doing his job. He had to do it, okay? These people have to do their job. So you got to stop right now. If you're mad at somebody, be mad at your Democrats and get them to change the laws. And good luck, because it's not going to happen, because we can't have illegal people here, okay? So, but get mad at them, because the other people are just doing their job. I'm really fed up with the people getting mad at the agents that are just there doing their freaking job. It's like yelling at the soldiers that were there just doing their job as well. You don't yell at people for doing their job, okay? If you're mad, go after the people that actually give them the orders, okay? Because you can't attack the people doing the job. They're just doing their job. That'd be like attacking a busboy for cleaning the table. That's his job. Or a waitress for bringing you your food. That's her job, okay? Now, if you don't like the person doing that job, well, I don't know what to tell you, because that's a job, and someone's going to fill it, because they got to feed their family, and they got to do a job, okay? I'm not going to do it, because of all the crazies that are willing to kill you over this crap. I wouldn't do it. But other people got a right to do the job, you know? And nobody should be attacking somebody for their job. That's where I'm at with it, and I think everybody agrees. It's very hard to not agree with what the cat says. But if you want to, come back at me. Cha-cha, bring it on. I want it. You guys that just watch it, you really miss out on on the stuff I do. I wish the kitty would have got up here so bad. All right, we're coming to the end of time here, and I got to keep it at 30 minutes. That's what I like to keep it at, and we're over a little bit. Last thing we're going to talk about, Escalator incident at the UN. We still don't know what happened there, but apparently they're saying, well, there's an emergency stop button that somebody hit. If that's true, then we should have video evidence of it, because they got video cameras everywhere watching stuff. So I'd like to see the video of the guy bumping the emergency stop or whatever, because I'm pretty sure this got shut down. We're not giving this story up at the Cat Cast. We want to know what's going on with that escalator. Has it stopped for anybody else recently? They talked about it. There was leaks about they wanted to mess with the escalator. That's the reason we're talking about it now. You guys talked about it before it happened, and then it happened. So now we really think you did it. And I don't care about the teleprompter one. I care about the escalator one. I care about that, baby. Yeah, we're going to keep following that. All right. This has been a great Cat Cast. I love it. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday. But it's getting good. The Cat Cast is going to keep popping these babies out. We got stuff to talk about every day. And today was a big old day with lots of stuff stuffed into it. But I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you're coming back tomorrow for episode 7, baby. We're out of the top 6 now. We're moving into 7, 8, and 9. And these are after Disney started taking over. So we'll see what happens. Star Wars reference there. All right, people. Cha-cha. I'll see you tomorrow. This is Cat Kinnison out.